guys, this is Lisa Bradley of Pretty Green Plant Things, the place where you come for fun, passion, and education regarding all things green. And today I wanted to talk about sun exposure, which, depending upon your home environment and your personal experience with plants, um, you know, sometimes it's, a straight shot, you're good, and sometimes you need a little further information. So I just wanted to talk about my experience with sun exposure. The first thing to know, as we discussed before, is to please make sure that you are taking a look, whatever your plants are. If they have the little tabs in them, please review and see what the sun exposure and the sun requirements are. And then jot down that information. See if you can do some Google searches or a couple of videos just to see how other plant parents and other plant professionals handle that specific plant and what recommendations they may have. And know what your home environment is. So if you have a small apartment, but you've got beautiful lighting, you can probably have a variety of different plants depending upon whether you have a south facing window or east, or if most of your sun exposure is north. You can figure out, do you need low light plants, or will your plant that requires full sun exposure, you can kind of take some go at various times of the day and just see, am I getting direct sunlight through these windows so I can have some succulents that really like bright indirect light, and many of them can tolerate full sun exposure for a certain number of hours of the day. Just check your windows, see how much bright light is coming in. The other thing is that if you have plants that you love, like succulents, that require a significant amount of light, and you don't have a lot of sun exposure, you can bring in artificial lights and solar lamps so that your plants can still get the nutrients that they need in order to thrive. So you can absolutely use supplemental light if there are little plant babes that you want to have. The other thing is, look at those little information packets and talk to your plant friends and family. The other thing is that recognize that if you get a gift from someone, or someone gives you a little snippet of their home plant, whatever it may be, then ask them, what kind of sun exposure do I need? Because they probably, especially if they have a thriving home environment or a thriving plant, they have a specific home environment that supports that growth. So maybe go to their home or have them take a picture and see what their sun exposure is like, and see if maybe you can mimic that. Or if you go to a plant nursery, please utilize those folks and get information about the best sun exposure. Because when you go to a plant nursery, it's usually a greenhouse, and they have all of these beautiful, isolated, optimized areas where they get this sun exposure. So ask them about what they recommend in terms of chronic sun exposure, but also getting your plant acclimated to the new home environment. And so that includes sun exposure, when to start watering the plants. My favorite plant nursery, they always tell me whether they've just repotted the plant or if it's new, if it's been established in that pot, and I can go up at a plant pot size once I get home. So talk to your more experienced plant parents and plant professionals about not only lighting, but also just general care to make sure that we're doing the best for ourselves and our plant babes. And I think those are the major things. So knowing your home environment, knowing the specific needs of your type of plant, and then trying to modify your home environment, or picking out the best sun exposure in your home for those plants. So for like succulents, they usually like sometimes up to 6 hours of direct sunlight. But even in those circumstances, and even if that's what it says on the instructions, make sure that you trial it and see how your plant is doing over that first week or two. Make sure that they're not getting burned leaves as a result of too much sun exposure. And then, if that's the case, you can always modify the sun exposure by putting sheer drapes over the window. And if you can't install drapes for whatever reason, then try moving the plant away a foot at a time from the sun exposure, and also rotating the plant so that there are not only specific leaves getting that intense sun exposure. So try rotating the plant, try moving the plant away from the direct sunlight. So there's just a variety of different things that we can do to modify. And also, if you don't have any windows, or very small windows, or you have north facing windows where you don't get a lot of bright indirect light, or you don't get adequate light for your plants, you can supplement with artificial lighting. So I'll show you some images of the artificial lights that I use, and it took me a long time to be comfortable using these artificial lamps. I don't know why. I have hangups about this, but these are the lights that I use, and I like these because I can move them all around the house, and I can put these lights directly into the soil. So I can put it into one planter, and then it will provide light not only to that plant, but any plants that are in the surrounding area. So I really like these lights. So anyway, let me know what you guys think, what works for you, and I'll see you guys in the next post. Peace.